So good morning, good Yontif. I'm glad to be able to be together again now. It seems kind of strange in some ways to be together for Yizkor now, just having had Yizkor very recently on Yom Kippur. Shmini Atzeret, the Yizkor of today, is the last Yizkor of the cycle of holidays. It begins on Passover and ends on Shmini Atzeret. And I want to think about the relationship between Shmini Atzeret and Yom Kippur, because I think it's important to understand the Yizkor today. Yom Kippur is the holiday essentially of who am I not? Who do I not want to be? I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be a sinner. I don't want to be cruel. I don't want to be selfish. Shmini Atzeret is the holiday of who do I want to be? Who am I now? And I think it's important to think about, especially during Yizkor. I know when my father passed away, one of the first questions I asked myself when I could start thinking clearly or more clearly was, so who am I now? I had defined myself in a certain way my entire life, and part of that was in relation to my father. And now he's not there. So who am I now? And I think Shmini Atzeret is about thinking about that. Shmini is the 8th day. And Sukkot is 7 days, and Shmini Atzeret is the 8th day. 7 is a very important number throughout Western tradition, but if you think of our own, it's the 7 days of creation. The story of creation is the story of time and space being created together. It's the story of the physical and the spiritual being created together. And it actually divides out in an interesting way into a 4 and a 3. The 4 directions, north, east, south, and west, and the 3 ways we look at time, past, present, and future. And the 4 and the 7, the physical time and the spiritual time, come together into these 7 days. And these are the connection between time and space. It's kind of perfect in and of itself. The only way that you know time passes is that the physical changes. Right? How do you know a year has passed? It's because the earth goes around the sun. How do you know that you're getting older? Well, you know. Gravity mysteriously kicks in really hard at a certain point, and you spend the rest of your time trying to defy gravity. So the physical and let's say the spiritual, the temporal, are all connected together. That's the 7 days of creation. I would suggest that the 8th day is the day of recreation. It is the day of starting over. It's when Adam and Eve left the garden and had to begin again. The 8th day is about transcending your ideas about your limitations. It's about not saying, well, I can't do that, it's too late. Now, it might be too late to do it well. Like if you decided now you're going to buy a new pair of Air Jordans and you're going to dunk on a 10-foot rim, I would love to see that. I would just sit at your house all day watching you try to do that. But if you say, I still want to shoot a couple baskets, or I want to get on the court, I want to try, I want to do something, it's not too late. I was in rabbinical school. I started with someone who was 63 when she began. I told her first job would be Rabbi Emeritus. But she made it through. Her husband had passed away when she was in her 50s. And she said, I don't know who I am now. But she also asked herself, who do I want to be? And she recreated herself. she found a way forward. Shmini Atzeret on Yizkor today, we're all thinking about the losses that we've had. But it's also an opportunity to think about, so who are we still? Who do we still want to be? It's not just about what has been lost, but it's also saying we've had loss, we've had pain, but we still have possibility. Yizkor isn't just to mourn, it's to remind ourselves of our potential, of our possibility, no matter what age. And some of the losses that we've had were difficult for a whole variety of reasons. Some are the loss of a close and loving relationship, and some are the loss of the possibility of a close and loving relationship. And those are both very deep kind of losses, but they don't have to be debilitating. They don't have to stop you from who you are. Yizkor is a moment to pause and say, I have lost, but I'm still here. I'm not 100% sure who I am, but I'm going to try and find out. So I pray that during this time of Yizkor, this time of Shmini Atzeret, we don't just think about what was, but we also think about what still can be. We're now going to begin our Yizkor service.